Great, Stephen. All right, guys, just gonna call the meeting to order. So this is for emergency services meeting. We all May 22nd at 6 p.m. Just call the meeting to order, moved by Donna and second by Ellen. All in favor? And we open at 6 p.m. So the adoption of the agenda is moved by Alan and second by Dave. That the agenda for emergency services committee meeting be approved as circulated. All in favor? Any disclosure of pecuniary interests? Hearing none. The adoption of the previous minutes, so moved by Dave and second by Donna, that the minutes for the emergency services committee meeting of April 15th, 2024 be adopted as circulated. All in favor? Okay. Any presentations and delegations? And then we're down to staff report. So 6.8, report from Deputy Fire Chief regarding recent call reports.
Recent call reports from the last report, April 15th to current, we've had 7 alarms to total, 4 medicals, 1 carbon monoxide and 2 false alarms with trees down, not on fire, reported as fire, and there was no fire to be seen. And year to date, we had 29 911 alarms.
And did we have volunteers for all of these, Dave?
We had volunteers for all of these. Our current numbers are 23. We have 9 in operations and 4 of them are on leave now.
19 in operation?
We have 19 in operation. 19 in operations. We for training for April to May, we focused hard on ground ladders deployment and getting the guys up and ready for testing, as well as we had the wildland fires guys come back. They came back and did a refresher on some of the way we lay our hoses and showed us some really neat tricks on packing our eggs. And then I'm happy to report that one of our members has already passed his firefighter level 1 written examination, which is a big step for us. It's a fantastic thing.
In the wildfire course, you guys actually did a full course with everybody.
We did a full course. Yep, guys are trained in now SP 103 as per the honor agreement that we have.
And then what's next? You guys have some stuff for these guys coming up?
We do. We've got everything went well. We did the Lions ATV run, and our end it went off without a hitch. It didn't require our services, which was great. We had a couple of fire prevention public events at École L'Oréal. They came over to the fire hall. We went through all of our gear. We put them in the trucks. We taught them about kitchen safety and household evacuation plans, and everybody was over the moon on that. Put some pictures up on social media that anyone want to see. And for upcoming Community Day, we will be involved in Community Day doing our car wash fundraiser, a barbecue. Hopefully we'll have the dunk tank, and I'm pushing for a public educational seminars, running maybe 4 or 5 seminars within the day for fire extinguishers. I'm trying to get the gear to do so everybody, the adults, can come and actually use a fire extinguisher and put out a live fire. It's my goal for that event.
It's very different than watching a video.
It is, absolutely.
And then as far as training, is there other courses that are coming up or other things that you guys are working on currently?
I'm going to be currently sending guys on their Z endorsements, so we can get some more guys trained up on training. The cost of the Z is a little higher this year round, so it's going to play a factor in other training.
Yeah, you should put social media under your public education activities. That's a thing. And that's good.
Great. And I guess I covered 6.B as well for regarding recent training. So I guess we're down to 7. So items for community discussion. 7A, receive and review the updated CRA. I guess that's a little.
Yeah, we just went and we've had the draft CRA that passed the weight test that fell downstairs. So everybody, so we're I would say 85% complete. in the assessment. And really what we're down to now is for fire to provide their review of the document, based on their expertise and what they see. It's been largely statistical to this point, you know, like the economic profile, the demographic profile, the waterways and geographies that we have to deal with. Issues that we see in terms of buildings and types of buildings. So there's a good inventory of you know, commercial, private, single dwelling, multiple dwelling, and so on. So that all those statistics have been compiled in the report under building stock. We did a section on critical infrastructure. So what are the things that we need to most worry about, particularly in fires, sort of electricity, radio communications, telecommunications, roads, and so on, which dovetails nicely in the emergency response plan, because we do that same information there. So it provides a good update on both sides. Demographics, there's a lot of retired people in Bonnfield and there's a lot of young people in Bonnfield. But anyway, we've got those statistics. And we've got a key finding on each one of these, and I think it would be very interesting to get your gentleman's take on sort of what does that mean in terms of a fire or a medical calls or and the like, right, when you're responding to something. Hazard profile, again, that's very much aligned with the ERP. So we've and then we've got public safety response. So, you know, there's a little bit of an assessment of who actually responds: OPP, EMS, fire, the Ottawa Valley Railroad. So these are all the resources that would respond to an incident. I spoke a little bit about the incident management system, standardization, consistency, all those things that are part of the community response profile, and the different agencies working together. And then there's some key findings about that. An economic profile. I guess rich and poor people houses still catch on fire indiscriminately, but anyway, it's in there. Then we've done some municipal fire loss and details. I've got the years 21, 22, and 23 so far. So that's what I had for you know, number of calls, percentage of calls, causes, probability, consequence, and what they mean. And I think you guys probably have a lot more recent information. We could probably augment those sections. It was pretty basic. And now we're getting down to sort of the end of it all. Top risks, options for the risks, and how we see the first responders responding to them. So a bit of a risk analysis. The parts that for fire department input: past loss and event history profile. What are the key findings as you go through that information as we compiled it and you've added to it? And then there's the assessment and gap analysis, and that's sort of what does all of this mean? What do we have? What do we need to respond to? What do you have in terms of response capability? And are there any gaps? And then a summary and conclusion. So it's as you can see, it's pretty much done. It's more sort of what does it all mean in terms of you know, let's make some sense of this in terms of an assessment, and how does it impact on your operations, your equipment, and things that you will take and go forward with. But I mean, that's not for this, but it's to point to those documents that you're currently working on. So even identifying those documents that they're going to be the outcome of this would be really, I think, bonus. So that's where we are. I think we just need to put together a little bit of a game plan where we can spend some time together and get this done. I spoke with Santana earlier before the meeting started. We have a copy of the file on our team site, and Santana can coordinate getting information to it. So if it gets all compiled in there, you know, there's some wordsmithing and things like that, but the essence of the information, if you can get that into there through Santana, then we can, you know, finalize the document.
I thought we were going to be finished it tonight to review it in total, so that it could go off the council. Because I thought we needed it, the council for the next council meeting.
That
which
is correct.
a week tomorrow. So we're a little bit behind. So we need, I guess, hard set deadlines to get this stuff done so that it can still get on that agenda unless we're looking at pushing it back, right?
No, we can't.
So,
We can't. It's due at the province in July. So
Yeah,
it
July,
cannot,
right.
yeah, so today was the deadline.
because
Fire should have had, you should have already have reviewed it and commented. We should have been looking at a completed CRA. That was what we discussed last time.
Because where are we right now, the 27th,
Yeah.
right? So council meets on the 28th, and then you meet again
June 11th.
June 11th. If it went to council on June 11th and council has any issues with it, it would then come back to this committee. Which does not leave very much time
No.
over those 3 weeks to get it back to committee, back to council, and then off to the ministry.
I have faith that it's in pretty good shape. Like you just need to, I don't think it's coming back anywhere. You know, listening to Alan and what he's just said. Like, we just need you to review it and put your comments in ASAP. That just needs to be done. So I think we need a hard date though, like next Friday. So you got this Friday and then next Friday, is that? And then you can email it to us, we can review it then, because we won't have a chance to review it before it goes to council, so there's.
Is this, what do you have on the internet? Is that a live document?
That'll be a live document, so yeah, we can actually work live off Teams.
Okay.
And you are also team members, so you'll be able to see it as the updates are posted and we make changes.
So I mean, I think we're just interested in the final.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you guys can just get together do you think that's reasonable, Steve, that, that would be what, June 7th. June 7th, so that gives you almost 2 weeks. And again, I think it's in good shape. I think like Alan says, there's just a little bit, I know it's hard to find the time sometimes, but this should have been done today.
Yeah, we'll pick it up. I honestly thought what you and I worked on, I thought that was the end of it. I thought that was our finished pieces. I didn't realize that there was more. Dave did build text, send it to me for review. We made some changes. I thought that was the end of it, so I own that.
And is that in the CRA? Was that in the community risk assessment?
Stuff
Thought I might have not done it correctly.
Okay, so this is great then, because if you've already got
Technical
something,
issues.
yeah, this might just be a technical glitch.
we did,
This
like
is
Dave
great.
did work on stuff.
Yeah, I know you sent me, we exchanged some emails on some stuff like that, so.
Let's just hope it's not lost.
So I'll clean the rest up, whatever needs to be done, I'll pick up and make sure that it's done for the 7th.
Yeah, let's say June 7th. That'll give you the full 2 weeks. Is that
Yeah,
okay?
June 7th is doable.
And then I don't believe we need to do another meeting here. It could just go through emails.
Yeah, I think if we get it by email, we can review and then kind of look at any questions, make sure there's, it's all good and spelled right and makes sense and everything, right? So that we all look good. And, for each other.
So I would say if you send your updates and information, if we work through Santana, then we won't lose it. Cause she's more reliable with that than all of us, I think. If she has it, then we'll get it posted up on Teams and I can actually start working on the wordsmithing and making sure, look, it's all formatted and everything is spell checked and so on as I get the information. So it can just be work and be progressive.
Okay, perfect.
That's good.
I think it'll be ready by the 11th.
It will be ready.
Okay. Perfect.
Receive and review progress of a 100-day plan and a SWOT analysis of the fire department.
Okay, thank you, Chair. So start with the 100-day plan. So we started on or about May the 11th. March 11th. May 11th would have been the 60 days. Where we are currently on track, and on plan with getting the 100-day plan report finished by June the 11th. And that's the full assessment that we undertook, assessing administration, operations, training, and fire prevention in the fire department. We did have two pauses to deal with safety issues. One was the PPE, the turnout gear, and the second was SCBA. We do have plans going forward on those. Briefing notes were built outside of the assessment and provided to the CAO on both of those items. And as I said, we are dealing with those and have outside agencies at the fire station as we speak, helping us with the SCBA and what our plans going to be to ensure that their safe operation of our breathing apparatus. And we're measuring tonight for turnout gear, for firefighter turnout gear. I think I don't know the exact numbers, but about half of our gear is out of date. Having said that, there are a number of new firefighters that would not be wearing gear, they would not be going inside of burning buildings to begin with. So we've got a plan moving forward with both of those items. And then we went back to the assessment. There's no big surprises in the assessment. I will have a draft for us in the upcoming days. I fully plan on getting it out in the last 10 days after June 11th. That's the 10-day review period that was laid out in the 100-day plan. And then we'll forward it through this committee and on to council. And in that process, we did a SWOT analysis, and that was done, I think 2 Mondays ago. We came and did a SWOT analysis with the fire department members. I was really impressed with the input that they had, and there were some incredibly good comments made in all areas in describing the strengths, the weaknesses, the threats, and the opportunities. So I'm able to take this data. I've now embedded it into the analysis, and we'll use it to help confirm strategies, build on strategies to eliminate the threats and the weaknesses that were identified.
Interesting that community relations could almost be in all of them. It's in 2, I think, or 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was
Probably fit into all of them.
some really good discussion around that.
Yeah. And can I add, because another opportunity that you might have is networking and conferences. Like, I think that is an opportunity that we might not look at too much for fire, but I think that we should be looking at that. There's opportunities for for the volunteers to go and network and, I don't know if you think that, I know that 2 of them went and they thought it was great. And I know we're small, but you get so much out of listening to other people and networking and getting information. And then you can reach out and, what are you guys doing? It doesn't, we do our neighbors, but if there's 444 municipalities, right? So I don't know if that's enough, but I just think it's a good idea for us to
Absolutely is.
to look at stuff like that. It's a good opportunity.
And that is my report, Mr. Chair.
Thanks, sir. Any resolutions to be considered for council at this meeting? And no correspondence? Anything else that we want to discuss before we close the meeting?
Are you feeling good? Like things going well? You need anything from us? I was looking after you.
Time.
Yeah, I know.
We could just stretch out the day a little bit longer.
Yours being ordered, I guess, no? Your guys are working
We
order.
measure tonight for order, right?
What's in the budget, it's good, we put aside money.
There's monies aside, I mean. We are working within the budget constraints, I mean, that's always a toughie, and, you know, we were at the last council meeting, and there was a pretty good discussion around funding, and, we're trying to work with what we have. I think. The plan, is to ease into this, I think that the way that the fire department's structured. We don't need to rush out and buy 20 sets or even half 10 sets right this minute. So I think with the budget monies that we have currently put away in capital for the turnout gear, I think will work well with the department's budget. And then next year we'll pick up the second half, and I think build a cadence so that there's not an incredible hit on the municipality and the capital budget with buying like $60,000 worth of turnout gear all in 1 year, and then it's a 10-year shot. So if we buy,
It's a program.
Right,
We
right,
have a
right.
fire equipment program.
Right.
And so every year,
and the
which fits into our asset management plan. too.
right, and with respect to the breathing apparatus, we've got someone that's an expert in the MSA, so we are working a bit of a plan. I guess you can look at it as a fortunate thing, but it's also unfortunate. We do have monies away for breathing apparatus this year, but the NFPA cycle changes every 5 years. And this is the change out year. And the problem with buying the change out cycle this year is going to be very different from what's currently out there. So if we were to buy some this year with under the same process, because we don't have all the money to buy this year, 8 or 6 breathing apparatus, whatever we were going to buy. If we bought half this year and half next year, or even 2 this year and some next year, there's going to be a very distinct difference in the models that we're having, and that's an error trap for the firefighters, you know, wearing them with this significant standard change. So we're trying to build as a process and a plan to limp through to next year when the new standard is in place, and then buy the new standard, and then we'll get on the same program.
And using reserves to get your equipment and training caught up as well.
Correct.
So there's rationale, like I like that, so I don't think anyone's gonna have a problem with it because there's a rationale behind it, right? So.
Right.
And that's what we're looking for, what's the explanation, so.
Yeah, and I think I mean, it's no secret, we're working with another municipality that just upgraded their breathing apparatus. Lock, stock and barrel, and they have newer breathing apparatus than ours. So we're having someone look at our current in-stock equipment. Is it repairable? And if it's not, then we're looking at making some form of deal with the other municipality and them giving us their gear.
Until we get caught
right,
up, right?
right.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Right. And maybe a really inexpensive process to get us back up and in the game awfully quick.
Yeah, 'cause we don't
yeah.
wanna buy equipment that's gonna be obsolete next year.
Right.
Not so.
Right.
Thanks for that. Anything else? Awesome. So, it's moved by Donna and second by Dave. At the meeting we learned on 6:24 p.m. All in favor? Thanks, everybody.